Hi everyone, so today I want to do a whole video for you because I have accumulated quite a few things which I already started using, and usually I like to keep them in the original packaging so that you can see how these products look when they come through the letterbox to you. And I know myself that I like to see the original packaging when I watch whole videos. So I kept the packaging and just wanted to do it now because I think I'm close to forgetting now what's where, because I have been using things up, etc. So let's start. First of all, I got another size of this Gelli gel printing plate, and this is the 3 by 5 inches. And it's great because it's small enough to fit in a small journal. If you have been watching my videos for a while, you will know that I love working in this kind of size, like an A5 kind of size of a sketchbook. And so imagine then I can use this jelly plate straight into the journal, is what I'm thinking, because before that I would put the other plate that I have like a square one, and then do the prints on top with paper, lift, etc. So I wouldn't move the jelly plate. Now I want to try doing it, using it as a tool and kind of, or a stamping plate, and go straight onto the paper of a journal and see what kind of backgrounds I can create, what kind of patterns, etc. So that's why I got this smaller size. Next thing, let's talk about sticker paper. So there is a video that I already made where I was sharing this paper with you and showing you that it doesn't work with inkjet printers. So this paper, when you are ordering any type of clear paper, and this is a matte clear paper, make sure you are ordering the sticker paper to be compatible with whatever printer you have. Now there are laser printers and there are inkjet printers. So I ordered this one not realizing it's only for laser printers. However, they apparently do a specific paper like that for the inkjet. Now I couldn't find it on Amazon available, but apparently they do it. So have a look. And so what I've done is I have ordered this pack, which has 25 A4 sheets in there. However, it's not working with my inkjet printer because the ink doesn't dry properly and smudges it. If you watch that video, you'll see what I mean. I have no examples to show you now because I had to bin them simply because it just was smudging and making mess everywhere. So, but I have found a way how to create stickers in a different way, not with a printer, but kind of hand-drawn stickers. And here is an example. So all of these are stickers, and of course having a clear matte paper. Now make sure it's matte, not glossy, because I have no idea how glossy works, and I don't want to even know because I don't like glossy stickers. That's just me. So the matte paper, the matte clear sticker paper is great because the products go onto it, and then you can stick them and layer them, and it doesn't look like, it just looks like one piece rather than, you know, cut off pieces. So you can see from underneath still picking through the petals, and they're kind of overlapping, and it looks really pretty. So that's why I like it to be clear rather than the regular white sticker paper. However, I have that as well. So anyways, so the other thing I wanted to say, yes, so I figured out and I filmed the video because there are two different products that seem to work really well, or art supplies, shall I say. So it's the Stazon ink and also the Faber-Castell polychromos pencils is what I used here to create this beautiful floral crown. So at least I know how to use these. But since I have done my research and I found this sticker paper, which, let's see, so this is also 25 sheets of A4, and it's by the brand Mr. Label, and apparently they are compatible with both laser and inkjet printers. So in essence it's the same idea, it's matte and it's clear, so that's what I wanted. Haven't tried it yet, so can't tell you, but I can tell you this, that it comes with a nice sheet inside that tells you all of the do's and the don'ts, which is very helpful, because if you're new to sticker paper printing, then you might get confused with the settings of the printer, because nowadays the printers have so many different settings and it asks you for what type of paper, etc, etc. So yeah, it gives you all of this information here, and that is quite useful. Now the packaging, it came like this, a little bit bent, so I hope it's not going to affect the printing quality, but the brand, I watched their video on Amazon, and they basically say that they like to put all their budget into the quality of the paper rather than the packaging. So here you get the packaging like so, and then you keep it inside the envelope, and the other one is just plastic. But one more thing that was quite interesting here in the do's and the don'ts is they advise to keep you, and as you can see this is airtight plastic pocket, so they advise you to keep all of the papers inside there, because they're apparently treated with some sort of moisturizer or something that helps to maintain their quality. So basically in between uses always keep this shut, is what they're saying. Okay, so moving on from that, I also ordered a nice pack of transparent paper, and this is we call it tracing paper here in UK. I'm not sure if you do the same in US. There's also this other name which is Vellum. Back in the day when botanical art was, you know, a very kind of a big thing, I think they were doing it on vellum, and vellum is actually leather, so a leather that was kind of treated to look like paper, but it's very thick, and I think these days it's very hard to find it, but basically I think in US you refer to tracing paper as vellum, and here it then can be a little bit confusing, but anyway, you get what I mean. So there are 100 sheets in this paper pack, and let's see, so what does it say here? Yeah, so it's 100 GSM. Now it is very good quality. This is by it's a TMA Germany, so it's a German company, I think. Benhax, yeah, so Benhax is the brand, and this tracing paper has a nice feel to it. Just to give you an idea, it's sort of, it's like, it's this thickness, so it's really has a nice substance to it. Okay, next thing. So next thing, I have two things here. So first of all, I was after the B paper, watercolor paper, and I heard so much good stuff, and after watching Watercolor Misfit doing those lovely 3 or 4 videos that she's done in the series of comparing watercolor paper, which had arches, and Fabriano and B paper, come to the final 3 papers, which I was amazed about, because Fabriano is like my favorite paper, but it's very costly, so I don't buy it because I'm just experimenting in the moment, and I don't want to spend too much money on paper before I start really creating those pieces that I think it's worthwhile to use expensive paper. And so when B paper came on sort of, you know, that arena of Fabriano and arches, I was really amazed, and I decided it was really time to purchase it. So I went ahead and I bought these Larch A3 sheets, and here is the size, so it's 11 by 15 inches, and it's 300 GSM. You get 15 sheets in here. It's cold pressed, so it's got a texture, and it's their professional series. Now it's a paper pad, so it's not a sketchbook, but I think there are sketchbooks available that you can also buy. And I just want to show you the texture of the paper, which is quite unusual. It's got quite deep digs in the paper, so you can see it here quite well. So in some cases you might refer to this paper as rough, really, because it's quite deep. Now the other side of the paper, and I haven't tried both sides, I haven't tried it at all yet, but the other side is more like a classic cold paper, but it has a different feel to it. It feels kind of less smooth than the front of the paper. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it out. Now, when I was buying this paper, I came across this one, and I just mentioned to you Vellum, and so when it said here Vellum, I thought, because it's American paper, it probably will be that transparent vellum type of thing. So I thought, let me get that. And this was before I bought the other tracing paper. So after I realized it's not, I went ahead and I bought the one I just showed you. But anyway, so this is the 9 by 12 inches, and so it's bigger than the A4. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is that that's what I ordered, and it said here heavyweight vellum drawing. So I thought that must be that thick vellum. But no, it's not. It's actually paper that looks like this. So it's got very light texture in there, but it has this very good smoothness to it, and it says it's 147 GSM. You get 40 sheets in there, and all it says here is that it's acid-free natural white sheet, textured vellum surface, excellent for all dry media. Why is it called vellum surface? Is it supposed to imitate that leather kind of thing, or what is it? I have no idea, but basically this is what I have here. If any one of you knows this paper, this particular one, then do leave it in the comments for all of us to read. So it's also from the professional series. Yeah, so I haven't tried wet media on this yet, and I wonder, because it's obviously thinner, how it's going to take it. Maybe with very little water, it might work. But yeah, I've got 40 sheets of this, so I might as well figure out how to make it work. Before I move on to this lovely area, which I'm totally obsessed with, I just wanted to quickly mention one more thing, and this is more of craft supply than art supply. So this is the Maggie Holmes Sunny Days collection, which was one of her latest one. I think, yes, it's to this date, it's her latest collection, and there are lovely things there. So at the minute on Amazon there aren't that many things available. Couple of them are available, and I tried to get them, and I still have to wait for a few more to arrive because they're coming from overseas. But this one already arrived, and it's the 40 ephemera pieces, and it has a larger pack here and a smaller pack, and it has lovely acetate pieces as well. So there are 7 of them, 7 acetate pieces. And then here you can have a look at the collection. So there's again florals, as you always expect. There's some lovely tangerines or fruits or peaches, some shells, just really lovely kind of watermelon. And I like the colors. They're not too bright. I don't like bright things too much in terms of ephemera, and so the color scheme is kind of this turquoisey, a little bit of green, pinky, pastel-y, kind of mustardy type of thing. So yeah, that's basically that. And finally, let's move on to this gorgeousness, which is 2 dip pens, a bunch of inks, and also, actually, come to think, I don't remember if I had shown you this ink or not. So I'll put it here for a minute. And maybe this one. Yeah, I'll just mention those as well. So first of all, let's talk about these Gelli roll white pens. So this is a pack of 3, comes in a fine, medium, bold, 05, 08, 10, and the width in millimeters is 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. And they are lovely. They're supposed to be opaque and they're supposed to be waterproof. So you can go over watercolors without resulting in a... I'm just trying to find my sketchbook now so I can show you. Without resulting in, you know, when the white ink starts to pull the color or the pigment from underneath, and then that color is what you get rather than white lines. So this is supposed to be essentially not doing that. So here I'll give you an example in the little swatches I've done, and this is the pen, so it stays nice and white. And this is the 05 here. It's a little bit faint, and so it doesn't look as white because it's such a thin line, and it might be that it pulls up the ink because of that. There is also this 08 was a little bit scratchy for me, but the 10 was really smooth and very opaque. So that's a lovely pen compared to Uniball Signo, which is, this one is a broad, but mine is running out, so it's very, very scratchy at the moment. But yeah, so quite happy with those. Next thing, let's talk about the dip pens. So I have briefly shown you this one, and I want to show it again. It's this is what it comes in like a little box, because it's glass. It's made out of glass, and so you don't want to store it just in a like a normal kind of glass or what am I trying to say? You know, those containers, like a cup or something, because you can break it really easily, and you don't want to drop this pen. So I'm basically keeping it like that in the packaging and not throwing it out. And so this is what it looks like. I have been using it, and so it does have a little bit of ink residue settled here, and there's just not much I can do. Well, I could if I really wanted to give it a proper wash, but I haven't done it, and so I've been playing around with it and absolutely loving it. It's so interesting to use glass on top of paper. It's not scratchy in any way. It's glides beautifully on paper, and the difference is if you pick the right ink, then it will be, by right ink I mean drawing ink, so it will be at a nice fluidity, and it will glide down these spiral ridges really nicely, and it means that you'll have all this ink sitting here and gliding as you're drawing. So that's very nice, because any other dip pen just doesn't last as long as this one. And then it comes with a little stand as well, which is super, super pretty. This pen comes in different colors. I picked the white one, which has this beautiful frosty silvery shimmers set in the middle of it, and they're all handmade, so it feels quite special. But the price is very surprisingly low for a handmade, beautifully crafted dip pen like this. So that's that. And like I said, it's been one of my very much loved items in the last month. And then along with it, I also purchased this one, which is can't read much about it. The only thing it says is Sky's comics tool, and that's it really. So it comes here with 5 different sized nibs, and it says here Hilento Manga cartoon comic dip pen. So it comes with a soft eraser. I have no idea what this eraser is for, whether it's for pencil, probably not ink, because I don't know how you could erase ink. with that. So because I'm not a comic drawer, I don't know why I would need this eraser and what's so special about it. But the other thing it comes with is these two handles. Now this one is for this specifically little one, which is 001, and you don't need to interchange it, so you can always keep it like that. If you want to use any of the other four, you can switch them and change them, and that's what you do essentially. I wish it would come in a nicer little, not a nicer, but actually in some sort of compartment with a little lid, so I could keep them. But for the minute, I have to keep it like that. I will show you a quick swatch that I did. So here, just to show you what these different nibs do. So this one, let me just zoom in for you so you can see better. So the first one is the 001, which is this nib. It's very consistent. It draws beautifully. You don't need to worry about having inconsistent lines or getting scratchy or anything like that. It draws beautifully. So loving this one. I've been using it pretty much daily along with that glass dip pen that I just showed you. 003 is this one here. Where is it? So this is the 003 nib, which is kind of okay-ish. I wasn't too fond of it because the line wasn't consistent. 04 and particularly 05 I quite liked because it had that inconsistency in a good way, where it becomes a style, so the ink would suddenly drop heavier in some of the areas, and then you would get this inky kind of sketchy look. So the 05 is this one. It's very easy to use. It's very flexible nib, so it spreads very easily with the very little pressure, and that means that as soon as you spread it or press it, the ink will flow faster. So then 04, which I didn't really understand, is this one. It's a little bit too scratchy for my liking. And the one that I also, or probably didn't like most, didn't get on with, is the double nib. So it has this thing on top right here, and what it does is supposed to keep the it's supposed to give you extra ink so that you can go longer drawing, but I didn't experience that at all. It was very scratchy, and yeah, I didn't like it at all. And just again, as a comparison, if you haven't seen it in my previous video, this is what I've done all with just one dip of the crystal glass dip pen. All of these flowers are just one dip in the ink, so you can go a very long way with it. Okay, before this video gets too long, and I can see, although I'm rushing, it's already quite long. Okay, so on to the inks. I have ordered this Bombay ink to use with the dip pens, and I have to tell you, it is not working. It's too thick, and it just sits on the on the nib, and it does not flow. It sits there kind of really creamy, and there is no flowing at all, and this is why you have to constantly dip it into it rather than actually dip the entire thing, because the ink just is not flowing. So I haven't figured out how to use it, but since then I thought I'll get the Windsor Newton ink, which I've done quite a bit of research. This is supposed to be drawing ink, although it doesn't say that here on the packaging for some reason. But when I was ordering it, it said it was drawing ink. And so it is supposed to come out ready for you to use. However, this ink is even thicker. It's just so incredibly thick that you could just use it with a brush rather than a dip pen. Let me just zoom out a little bit again. So yeah, it's just not fun at all. And I since went ahead and created my own solution, and it's in this strawberry jam little jar that I keep it. I basically mixed a couple of them together with loads of water, and that sort of is working, but I haven't found the perfect mix yet. So the perfect formula is somewhere out there. I just cannot find the perfect white ink that I can use out of the bottle and not think about it, how to dilute it and do whatever with it. Along with that Bombay White India ink, I also got this Black Star Waterproof India ink matte. Now I don't remember if I have shown it to you back when I first got it, but I just thought I'll show it now just in case. It's a beautiful ink. It looks gorgeous on paper. It dries matte, and you can use it with a dip pen really beautifully. Okay, next ink is this ink by Röhrer und Klingner. Is a German brand, and it is called Sketch ink. So you're supposed to, or you can, if you want to load your fountain pen with it and draw. This particular color is called Emma. I was expecting it to be this lovely sub green when I was ordering. However, it's a little bit muddy green. It's not the green that you have on the label. So I'll just show you quickly. This is the green that you get. A little bit dulled down kind of green. I mean, it's alright for nature drawing. It's perfect for like leaves and foliage and all that. But coming to the very exciting part is this ink here, which I have discovered myself. And what it is this beautiful ink that is made in UK. Yay! I'm so happy to be able to find a great product that comes from UK, because so far it always has been US, and you have to either wait long time or you have to pay extra shipping. But it's good to know that UK can produce something very lovely. So this brand is called Diamine or Diamine, and the first ink that I got was this one. And so it comes in a glass bottle like that. So you get 80 mils of ink, and this ink can be used in fountain pens, so it won't damage them. So that's great. I'm using it so far with my dip pens and absolutely loving it. So this was the first one I got, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you the swatches in a minute. Then I went ahead and I bought these two, which is a bit of a kind of hit and miss. So this one is beautiful. It's a steel blue turquoisey color. This one is called Coral, and it is just, for me personally, it's my least favorite pinky kind of warm color. I just really dislike it, because on the swatches it didn't look like that at all. And so yeah, so I don't like this one whatsoever and don't want to use it in any way. So I don't know if I might re-gift it to someone, but I'm happy I went ahead and I bought a small bottle, because these are great for like testing things out. They're 30 mils, so they will last you forever. So it's not like a little testing bottle. They will last you forever, but at least I won't be stuck with 80 mils of ink that I don't like. So that's what I'm doing here. The other two that I went ahead and bought is Blood and Sepia. Now Blood and the Ancient Copper that I bought first, they're supposed to be one of their best-selling inks. The colors are beautiful, the reviews are fantastic, and so I also went ahead and got their Sepia, and I love these three. They're just gorgeous, stunning inks, and I will show you quickly the swatches. Okay, so here are the swatches, and they're just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So this one is the Ancient Copper, this one is Sepia, and this is the Oxblood. So in the drawing, that's the Oxblood, this is Sepia, and this one is Ancient Copper. So they're beautiful, they're within the same kind of tone family, and they work gorgeous together. Absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoyed this haul. It had a lot of products in there simply because I haven't had a chance to film all of them, and they have been just accumulating as I was buying them throughout the weeks and months. Alright, so thank you for watching, and all the links will be below as always if you're interested to check out any of those products, and see you soon.